Pimento cheese, no coffee needed style. Hey guys, welcome back to No Coffee Needed. I'm Chad, right here in the heart of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and I'm so glad that you're joining us today. And man, have we got a great surprise for you. Some of you have sent us messages, you've asked for it, now we're bringing it to you. It is No Coffee Needed's recipe for pimento cheese, and it's gonna start right now. Guys, if you would, go ahead and share, like, subscribe, comment, everything down below. And just to let you know, the entire recipe will be in the description down below, so go ahead and check that out. But this is a real quick, real easy recipe, I promise. So this is what we're using. We're using 1 pound of extra sharp cheddar cheese. We're using 8 ounces, half a pound of pepper jack cheese. We're gonna use 4 ounces of cream cheese. We're only going to use half this block of cream cheese. We've got garlic powder, onion powder, going to use a pinch of cayenne. We've also got some green pepper sauce, already mentioned the onion powder. So we got salt, pepper, and we can't ever forget Dukes Mayonnaise. That is the only mayonnaise you need to use. I promise, makes all the difference in the world. Dukes Mayonnaise right there. So guys, if you're in a pinch and you're in a hurry, you are absolutely welcome to use grated cheese, although it doesn't taste quite as good because shredded cheese, they put a little bit of wax on it to keep it from drying out. So, but normally, and I've used shredded cheese before, it tastes great, but I promise you, when you shred it right there before you make it, it makes all the difference in the world. It does give it a little better flavor and a little better taste. So what we want to do first is we're just going to go ahead and grate our cheese in this bowl and get it ready. Everybody thinks of pimento cheese as being this great southern dish, but if we all knew the truth, pimento cheese actually started up north, actually in New York City. So around 1870, I think it was, that I remember reading, around 1870, the farmers in New York started making this cheese, softened, non-ripened cheese, which evolved into what we know as cream cheese today. And around the same time, Spain started sending these roasted red peppers over, and so it just made its way into every dish, and at some point, they began in the early 1900s, cream cheese made a connection with the pimentos, and they started making a combination. And then, so that's how the actual pimento cheese got started. And then it found its way down south. In Georgia, they started raising these red peppers, roasting them, canning them, and sending them out all over the place. And so it wasn't long, and the Southerners began to add sharp, or what we called hoop cheese here. They started adding pimentos with hoop cheese and started making it. Then it evolved into cheddar cheese, and then we started adding mayonnaise. So mayonnaise wasn't even in pimento cheese in the early beginnings. And like always, Southerners always put our own little twist on everything. But that's the history of pimento cheese as we know it today. And so we still add some cream cheese. Some people do, some people don't. I do. I really like the taste of cream cheese that it brings and adds to pimento cheese. Makes it a little creamier in my opinion. Some people use pepper jack, some don't. Some use extra sharp cheddar and mild cheddar combinations. It's just whatever you want to do, man. You can make pimento cheese however you want to do it. But anyway, this is how we do it. And I'm going to tell you something. You've heard me talk about Mike Sagas before. I'm going to tell you, great guy. Love that guy to death. He's just an amazing guy. But anyway, every time when we lived in Greenwood, every time we made pimento cheese, for some reason, every time we made pimento cheese when we lived in Greenwood, every time, somehow, Mike knew we were making it. He'd show up at the door. I don't know if my wife used to send him a text and go, hey, we're making pimento cheese. But anyway, when we lived in Greenwood, every time we made pimento cheese, Mike would just show up at the door. So I always had to make sure I made a double batch so that we could send Mike home with some. And I don't know if his wife used to send him down. I don't know if Sandy used to text Amy and go, hey, Chad's making pimento cheese. But somehow or another, Mike showed up at our door. He absolutely loved this pimento cheese, so we used to make it quite a bit. just for him. Mike's just a great guy. You heard me mention earlier that we put salt in there. We don't put salt in our pimento cheese. This cheese already has plenty of salt in it. We don't ever add that. But I just had it out and I just named it, didn't mean to do that. So anyway, we're gonna go with a half a tablespoon of black pepper, half a tablespoon, a little bit more, of onion powder. We're using a half a tablespoon of garlic powder. That was a little bit much, won't put all that in there. That's what we've got. We're gonna take a pinch, just a pinch of cayenne. You can add a little bit more if you want to. There's a pinch of cayenne. We're gonna go ahead and put half this block of cream cheese. Now you may like cream cheese, and if you do, you're welcome to put the whole block in there if you want to. That's what we've got, and we're gonna just give it a dash of this green pepper sauce. You can add as little or as much as you like, whatever you want to do, but that's it right there. Guys, let's get these gloves on and get it mixed up. Guys, I really do love pimento cheese, and so I know I haven't added the mayonnaise yet, but I just like to go ahead and get this cream cheese mixed up a little bit with the rest of these ingredients. Go ahead and start getting it all mixed up. Can't forget the pimentos. We're going to put those in there in just a minute with the mayonnaise. So when we just get that cream cheese just kind of broke up, mixed it up a little bit. We're going to take 2/3 cup of mayonnaise. Now we can come back and add a little bit more, but usually 2/3 is what I like to start with. Some people start with a half a cup. I just start with 2/3 of a cup of mayonnaise. That gets us started. About to forget. Uh-oh. We can't forget the pimentos, so we're just using a 4-ounce jar of diced pimentos. We do not drain them. Just dump those in there. Let me grab another glove. But guys, that's the pimento cheese right there. Get it all mixed up. I don't drain my pimentos. Some people drain them. They don't want that additional liquid in there. I like that taste and flavor that the pimentos, what they're canned in, brings to it. It also adds a little bit more moisture to this because you want it a little bit creamier now than later. And the reason, once you put this in the refrigerator and it gets cold, it'll get real stiff. So you want enough mayonnaise and enough liquid in here so that after you put it in the refrigerator and it's chilled, it'll still spread real easy on crackers or on a sandwich or whatever you want to put it on. And I can tell you, you don't go to church for a potluck dinner in the South without pimento cheese being present. With that being said, you also find pimento cheese in some of the finest restaurants across the Southeast, especially when you're in Charleston or Beaufort or even some of the great places here in Myrtle Beach. You find, in Greenville, Spartanburg, you still find pimento cheese in some of the finest restaurants around. So guys, this pimento cheese, it doesn't matter where you're going or what you're doing, whether you're going on a picnic with your sweetie out in the woods, or if you're going out to eat or having friends over, I can tell you, pimento cheese fits right in. But guys, that's pimento cheese right there. Let's get this cleaned up just a little bit, and we're going to give it a taste test. All right, guys, we got that pimento cheese made. We threw it in the refrigerator, sat over there 24 hours in the refrigerator. It's nice and chilled. We got to give this a taste test. But before we do, we got to let Bo taste it, see what he thinks. What you think, bud? You want another bite? You want another bite? Yes, sir. Bo loves it. You will too. Guys, this is Pimento Cheese, no coffee needed style. Thanks for watching. But before we go, we just want you to know that Bo, Sandy, and I love you very much. But more importantly, we want you to know that God loves you. Thanks for watching. If you don't mind, go ahead and like, share, comment, subscribe to this channel. Guys, we appreciate you more than you'll ever know. And until next time, now you're cooking, no coffee needed style. Hey, bud, I know it's good stuff, but you've had too much already. Gonna spoil your dinner. Can't eat too much. Just hold on.